This is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. We're here on the PlayStation 4. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is supposed to be the last entry in the Call of Duty franchise that will release on the PlayStation 4. It's been quite a run. It's been many years and many different releases, and I thought it would be interesting to kind of cap it off by taking a look at the final entry in the series to grace the platform. But again, what is supposed to be the final entry in the series, and to showcase it, talk about it, and go over what it provides. We'll be starting with the campaign, as you are seeing, and then we will switch over and show off the multiplayer and the zombies modes as well, so you get an idea of the full scope of it, and how it is visually looking across the experiences. And, you know, the general quality of the game as well. This one was a bit of a pain to get working. I had to, strangely enough, install the Black Ops 6 Warzone. Oh, that's a rough spot to get that. Sorry, man. So, yeah, it was a little weird, and I finally got working. So I don't know long-term how that's going to work as they continue to evolve other parts of it, but yeah, kind of fascinating here, but it makes sense to kind of cap this off with Black Ops coming from Black Ops 6 and this kind of being a continuation of that to a degree. It's an interesting choice. So this year, they've gone with what is essentially another Warzone year. If you didn't like what they did with Modern Warfare 3 2, it's like that, but worse. If this was their vision for what an open world Call of Duty campaign could be, it was a terrible idea and they should have never done it in the first place. This is the worst campaign of the entire franchise. It's terrible. It's genuinely awful. You're playing in a game that is designed for co-op. I'm playing by myself, but it is designed to be played cooperatively with others in 4 players. You can play it by yourself, like you're seeing. You can do that, but it's like all online. If there's any server problems, you know, you're unable to enjoy the experience and play it, and yeah, it's a choice. It's just downright terrible. Like, it's so hard to really give you an idea of things. Okay, so if you play by yourself, you do get self-revive kits, which is helpful, but like there's tons of enemies. It can be a little overwhelming at times, which is weird. It's not too difficult, but it is quite like, whoa, why is there so many of these guys? And it's just like, it's clearly designed to be played cooperatively. And it's just like, it is a mess. Like the campaign, you're fighting at one point like an 80-foot tall, I guess you would call it, like giant version of one of your soldier pals, which I'll try to say without spoiling it. And then you also fight a giant person that you know has become a massive zombie flower monster. Like 80-something% of the campaign is just zombies. If they wanted to make a zombie story, I don't know why they didn't just do that. The father-son moments where you are fighting hordes of zombies, it was, I think they were trying to make it inspiring or something, but it was terrible. The whole thing is just a mess. You're going from one Warzone fetch mission to the next, and then you get these segments where you go off and you do like a quick little bit of storytelling, and it's just bad. This is like the one mission you play as a different team, and it's actually the one that feels more like a regular Call of Duty level. It's, yeah, this thing's a mess. The campaign's terrible to the point I wouldn't even recommend playing it, honestly. I think you're better off. So let's take a second and let's talk about the technical details here. So this game is a dynamic 1080p at 60 FPS. You know, it does actually look okay for the most part. You know, from a campaign perspective, it's all right. When you do get into some of the Warzone missions, it's a little bit rougher, and when you get to other parts of the game, it's a little bit rougher. But the fact that a console this old is still even getting Call of Duty is miraculous. I mean, it's not too crazy from the perspective of, like, I guess you would say the PS3 360 era did get quite a few CODs afterwards. It makes sense to keep, you know, milking the larger player base. They definitely have the teams and stuff that can make it happen. That's why they've been doing it. But obviously, that kind of thing has to come to an end eventually, just because it is, you know, it stagnates the technology, and there's really only so much you could do with decade-and-a-half old hardware, right? Like, it's kind of wild that it keeps getting these entries, so I guess it's interesting end-off for everything. Like, seriously, it's just fascinating that we're still playing this on these, or able to play this on these old consoles. It's quite miraculous. But yeah, the campaign is really, really nothing special. And again, from technical, I guess I should mention you press start, you can switch to third person if you want to play in third. There is also the option to adjust some graphical settings, such as HDR, and the FOV, and weapon FOV and vehicle FOV options, quality settings, fidelity FX cast, on-demand texture streaming, and then audio settings. You can mute the licensed music in case you're doing any videos or any content like that, which should be rather interesting, I guess, for you. There's gonna be a whole bunch of robots here in a sec. Oh no! What will we do? That's not good. So anyways, yeah, the campaign itself, as I said, it's really genuinely terrible. I really don't really get what they were going for. It's literally just zombies. Like, every segment somehow becomes zombies. There's group hallucinations. Somehow, you just kind of gotta really go along with it. And just, you know, it's set quite a bit after the events of Black Ops 2, which was in 25. It was like a decade after. So they're going for like a 2035 vibe. So it is kind of grounded there. You do get to see the return of Mason, future Mason, and you get to see the return of a pal or two of his, and see them face off with the problems of the future, which appears to be zombies. The return of some gas, and yeah, it's a very derivative kind of continuation of... Oh, somebody joined, that's not good. Derivative continuation of Black Ops. It's the same story beats, it's the same characters, it's the same maps. The campaign borrows a lot of multiplayer maps for segments. It rehashes basically a ton of Black Ops 2 locations and setups. It just repeats the same old beats because the series, at least for Black Ops, is criminally... yeah, it's just creatively bankrupt, which is not the best if you are wanting to play something a little bit different. This is why I don't like an online co-op experience, because I have no control over what happens at all. People just join. At least I think you don't. I don't know. And then you do some little weird mini games and stuff, and it's terrible. Like, the campaign is just bad. There's so many like stupid boss fights. You fight one guy and you drop giant machetes from the sky to kill him, and then yeah, you do it alone or with others, and it's just like, I thought we were pretty clear that Warzone campaign doesn't work. People don't want it, and then they just continue to do it, and it's just bad. It's genuinely terrible. It doesn't play well. It doesn't feel good to play. I don't like it. I don't want any more of it. And yeah, I'm just kind of hoping we do move a little bit on from this sort of a thing in the future, just because it is so badly done. And it's just like the levels, the way the characters are done. I like Kagan, the boss battle person's kind of fun. Other than that, it's just really quite skippable. And again, the worst of the entire franchise. I've played all of them over the years. We need EMP grenades, but I can't be bothered to go find them because I don't care. But yeah, it's a mess. This is the zombies portion of the experience. This is something that you play typically in 4 players online. I am playing it solo, which is also an option that you can do. The zombies is split between this map, where it is a figure 8 that you are kind of moving through and towards. Figure 8 of the map. You go through these different sections. It's inspired by Transit from Black Ops 2. You take this truck and you drive around from area to area. You can put the Pack-a-Punch on the back of the truck, and that's kind of a pretty neat feature, honestly. It helps a lot with traversal and doing stuff and moving around and taking things on. This is very much a build-up of what we had with Black Ops 6, but we actually get a little bit more of a refined map. It's still the Warzone-ification of zombies, so it's a similar thing. The map itself has some decent spaces that are set up that allow you to kind of fight in more open spots. The level itself feels a little somewhat lazy almost. Like it's okay, it's alright, it's just yeah, it's nothing too special. I probably won't spend too much time playing the zombies mode, just because I really don't find this too mind-blowing. It's got these danger areas out here where you can kind of die really easily and it's kind of hard to survive in, so that's why you take the truck, and the truck can get damaged and then it gets fixed over time if you just kind of leave it be. There is also a survival mode where they just cut a thing here and they don't let you leave, and you just survive on this farm, which is ripped from Black Ops 2. And that in itself is the core gameplay loop of zombies for this particular year. There's also a little surprise in the Dead Ops Arcade, which we'll show off in a little bit here, which is a top-down zombie shooter kind of mode thing. Kind of fun, kind of neat, and definitely something a little bit, well, not necessarily different because it's, you know, returning. It's the 4th version of it, but I think you get what I'm saying. So yeah, zombies, you know, you survive against waves of enemies, the undead. You go to the mystery box, you Pack-a-Punch, you use the bubblegums if you want some little extra bonuses. There's perks, there's Pack-a-Punching your guns a couple times. It's basically the exact same backbone that we had with the release of Black Ops 6. It's just now Black Ops 7. Yeah, and I'm sure the zombies will be more interesting. It's just the map itself is kind of so-so, and there's only the one survival level, and it just feels a little kind of lackluster. And this is where you can tell one of the levels where the PlayStation 4 is struggling a bit more in terms of rendering your environment and performance, and yeah, it's a little blurrier, but again, it's not terribly bad for what is a very old console at this point. It is, to a degree, serviceable from that, you know, in that regard, which is kind of interesting. It was definitely, like, honestly, I was expecting worse. The expectations are pretty minimal for last-gen consoles at this point, so yeah, it's not too bad. It suffers from, you know, some performance issues, especially if it gets a little more hectic out there in zombies. You can definitely feel it. And then combination, right now we're having some server things too a little bit, so you get like a little bit of a mix of problems, as to say, when it comes to things. But zombies mode, pretty straightforward. Survive, go around, see how long you can last, do a weird puzzle thing or whatever, and then, you know, try to survive as well. And play alone or with others, which is kind of cool. And we're gonna go and switch over to the Dead Ops. This is the Dead Ops Arcade, which, as I mentioned, is a top-down twin-stick shooter game where you fight zombies. It's a series of fun little mini-games. There's something to do with gorillas. And, yeah, it's the 4th iteration of this particular mode. It's been around for a while. It's just kind of a fun, silly take on zombies, and it's sort of cool that this does exist. It is a bit rougher here on the PlayStation 4, which is kind of funny, because usually this is, you know, this is not a terribly demanding thing, but you can definitely tell where they've scaled back a lot of the visual settings on this mode, which is hilarious that this is one of the ones where I'm kind of like, oh, I'm really noticing it here, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, it's not a bad play if you want to try it and see if you enjoy it. You know, you play it in 4 players, enjoy all the action, shoot a bunch of zombies. It's a pretty cool game mode, and with that, we're on to the next one. This is the multiplayer portion of the experience, where you can see the game really is showing its age a little bit more than the other parts of the experience in regards to texture loading, performance, and visual fidelity, and also your load times of getting into the games. It's definitely a lot more of a struggle. At times it still looks okay, but the multiplayer is definitely a point of a little bit of suffering when it comes to playing this on the PlayStation 4 console. But it's still, you know, it's workable, it is dialed back, it is a lot fuzzier and blurrier, but, you know, you kind of get what you get on the platform at this point. And it's actually a fine swan song for this platform as far as being a really genuinely great multiplayer. Like, I actually quite like it. You know, the campaign was terrible, Zombies was so-so, but the multiplayer in this is great. They've taken the gameplay of Black Ops 6 and they have refined it and really just offered something fantastic here. The maps are great. I think it's the first time in forever that I sit here and I actually love every single map in this game. I don't have a problem with any of them, which is weird because usually there's quite a few. You know, the Black Ops 6 launch map playlist was terrible, and this one actually has really great maps, great setups, great environments, some returning favorites. I would say actually my only complaint there is I'm almost tired of some of those maps because they just keep reusing them over and over again. Again, with the series being all, you know, creatively bankrupt and all that. Yeah, no, the multiplayer here is really great. It continues the omnidirectional movement from Black Ops 6 and it adds the wall bop, where you bop off a wall. Now, it is supposed to be like a foot kick, I guess, in theory. I mean, it feels silly, it's kind of silly looking, but it is an effective gameplay mechanic as far as giving yourself a little bit of an elevation bump up if you're trying to reach somewhere. So, you know, there is strategy to using it, and it's not the worst thing to have. It's like a happy medium instead of having, you know, jet boots or something like that, which I'm fine with. Progression's great, combat feels good, there's lots of customization, personalization for guns. I do sort of wish they would bring back the skins from Black Ops 6 like we were supposed to get until people complained, so hopefully they raid back on that, give us our skins. We'll see if that happens. There's lots of different score streaks to work towards, lots of personalization, overclocks to adjust things like grenades and whatnot to enhance the experience. Yeah, it just has a well-rounded, large-scale selection of things. There's returning modes, there's some new modes that mix things up a bit and provide some different challenges as you attempt to battle and win matches. And then, yeah, we've got just a good variety of multiplayer things to enjoy for this particular entry, which I think is great. So looking at the package overall, I'd say we have a pretty so-so Call of Duty experience. Obviously, the campaign, like I said, is absolutely horrendous, and I don't even really recommend playing it at all. I don't think it's worth the time. It's really genuinely bad and just rehashes moments from Black Ops 2, makes it the rest of it Warzone, and then like 80% of it is just shoved in with zombies, which makes no sense at all, but hey, why not? Hey, why not? Then you've got Zombies mode, which is okay. It's fine. It's decent. I think that will improve a lot as they add more maps and settings and locations for us to enjoy, which I think is excellent. And I can't wait to see how that goes, but for now, I kind of wish there was a little bit more to go with off the bat, and Dead Ops Arcade is kind of fun. I think that's worth checking out too. It's a legitimate strategy. And then the multiplayer here, like I've just been mentioning, is really well done. It feels excellent to play, it handles well, there's lots of weapons, lots of maps, lots of setups. It'll continue to grow as well, which is exciting. And I think we've got an excellent foundation to build from for multiplayer. Like, I really do thoroughly enjoy what this multiplayer has to offer. It's sleek, futuristic, but still grounded, and builds off the vibes of Black Ops 2 from the past, and other Black Ops titles that you might have enjoyed that have a futuristic flair. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 4's technical feats and everything like that, it definitely is a bit lacking in some regards, but the fact that this is still playing, you know, a new Call of Duty game so many years on, and still looking relatively similar to where it is on other platforms, and playing okay despite some performance and technical problems. This is an alright exit point for the series, and it's been quite a blast seeing this here on PlayStation and revisiting this game on such an old console.